A huge change is coming to eBay auctions that has the hobby divided. Some love it and say it's long overdue. Others claim that it ruins their lives. Plus, one of the rarest Michael Jordan cards in existence is headed to auction. Panini has one last novelty in store for us before they lose their licenses, and we'll debate this year's NFL or NBA rookie class and which is better. Stay tuned, we're debating it all now. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Cards on the Table. My name is Tyler Nethercott, better known as Teapot, back again with Doug and Ryan here while Jeff is out one more week. And we have, I think, pretty big news, provided this goes where they suppose it would, which is eBay is shaking things up with auctions. They've been around for decades now, and we know their auction format has been, as auctions are concerned, a little unconventional in that the timer ends and the auction's over. There's no like, bid a little more, bid a little more. You bid what you want to. And many people like to snipe at the last second. They put in their last second bids. Some people even use sniping software to put in their max bid, which just goes in with like a fraction of a second left, and it's over. And a lot of times auctions end at weird times during the day, or there's competing auctions at night, and I've seen it on consigners where I'm trying to bid on like 5 different things that all end at the exact same second with the same consigners. So they're making a change, and they're now testing an extended bidding model, much like we see with literally every other auction in person or otherwise. Fanatics Collect does it, Golden does it, Heritage, Pristine, all the other auction sites do this. And basically what would happen is if somebody makes a bid in the final 2 minutes of the countdown timer, it's going to extend it out another 2 minutes and give everybody their fair share of buying it. Right now, what we're being told is that this is a limited test, and this could reduce, obviously, the last second bid sniping dynamic. So people who like it, sellers, I mean, if you're a seller, I got to think you love this because it just means you're going to get that many more bids potentially on your card. If you're somebody who likes to snipe, like I've been known to do, I don't always have the time to like sit and watch all these auctions end at all different hours of the day. I might be working, I might be with my kids. So what do you guys think of this? It's been pretty polarizing reaction, honestly, online. Kind of split. More people upset than not, I would say. Doug, what's your reaction to this?
Did you say it's ruining people's lives?
You would think so, based on the strong reactions that people have online.
Okay, fair enough. I think it's an interesting potential change, but it's not unfamiliar to us, right? I think I see the pros and cons, from both sides of the spectrum here. On the surface, it's geared towards helping the seller, which eBay isn't really known to do, in my opinion. This could obviously get more bids on people's auctions. We could see prices on cards start to come up as a result of this. But I don't think that's necessarily what I would prioritize if I were eBay. I would worry more about helping, the sellers for, non-paying buyers or people or cancellations. I'd much rather attack some of the problems that they have instead of adding a new dynamic to worry about. But again, like I said, there's pros and cons to this, right? So while it could definitely encourage more bidding, I also think it could help with shill bidding. I can't even speak right now. Shill bidding.
You'll get there.
I was about to cuss again. I think the last time I tried to say shill bid on this show, they had to bleep it out.
Yeah, we had to bleep it.
That's not a phrase I'm good with for whatever reason. So that word, I think that's going to encourage that though, because if someone sees that their auction is about to end not where they want it, they could, extend it by 2 minutes. And that creates this whole psychology that we see sometimes where a competition ensues. Someone thinks they're about to win it, then all of a sudden it's taken away from them. They're encouraged mentally to kind of go in and make that next bid again. And that competition kind of builds there. And I think that's kind of the gray area that I don't love about this necessarily, is that whole potential. But, overall, I think this is a positive thing. It's finally a step towards helping sellers, which I think eBay needed to do. Just not the step I would have taken. I would have worried about non-payers and the likes there.
Okay. Well, Ryan, what do you think? Do you agree with Doug?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm chasing cards. I can look at it both ways. Sometimes I'm chasing cards, and then I bid, and then I get outbid at the last second, and I'm like, darn, I would have bid.
I would have paid,
I would have paid like $100 more.
True.
What am I doing?
Yeah, that's true.
But then I also don't want to like sit there and be like, oh, here I have to wait 2 more minutes. Sometimes I get excited at the end. I'm like, oh, I want to see if I get this card, and then it's like loading. You got like 10 seconds until it tells you if you won or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, on the big auction houses, sometimes it extends 2 minutes, and the auction ends at 10, but it doesn't actually end until midnight.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody has time for that.
Yeah. There's a few different formats that some of the auction houses use. One is where they'll hit like their extended bidding time, right? And as long as all the items like have bids on them, maybe it hits 10 p.m. and then everything goes into extended bidding at the same time. This is how it works on like the Fanatics Collect monthly premiere auction, where everything ends at the same time too. Nothing ends until the last item no longer has more bids. And that can go until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in some cases. The other model is each individual item goes into an extended bidding. And if it doesn't get a bid during that period, it ends. So that you can have a trickle of things ending at different times. And then some places do more of like a hybrid where they'll start it out with all the same and then each ends individually after like midnight or something. These are the different, approaches that companies take. And overall, this is like a mixed bag. There's just pros and cons to it, no matter which way you look at it. I do a lot more buying these days than I do selling. I do a lot more selling here and bringing stuff into the shop or trading at trade night and things like that. So as a buyer, I see it 2 ways. I see it both ways. It does impact I'm really worried about missing cards I really want because I'm busy. I got 5 kids. I can't just sit glued to my phone all the time waiting for things to hit extended bidding, and I'm really worried about that. So I guess we'll see ultimately like how this goes into action and what it actually looks like. Maybe if you still put in your max bid and it hits extended bidding, you'll be fine and you just pony up there. But overall, a lot of passion around this topic. I want to know from you all down in the comments below, what do you think about this? It's polarizing, but for sure. But eBay's making changes to fall in line more with auctions potentially, and hopefully that's a good thing overall. But now, speaking of good things, back to some Arena Club slab packs, gentlemen.
Yes.
We each got to rip one, and we're going to start out. Who are we starting with? Ryan? Ryan, what'd you rip?
It's football, Emerald football.
Emerald football. Let's go.
That's Eli. Is that
Eli Auto?
rookie year?
What year
2004 is rookie?
2004 Flair? That's his rookie year.
It's
right?
rookie or sophomore year.
That's his rookie year.
Okay.
Isn't it?
I think.
I
Let's
should
say
know
it.
that.
What's
It
it
looks
numbered
like
out
it.
of? Kind of
It's PSA 8 Eli Manning Auto. Pretty cool design.
probably out of 50 or
cool seeing
25.
that.
Gold
Next best,
parchment.
yeah. I like that.
Hey, there will be a lineup of Giants fans looking for that card. That's for sure. All right, Doug, let's see what did you rip?
I went basketball. I've just got a lot of football cards in my collection, I noticed.
Okay.
That's Steph Auto. I'll take a Steph Auto.
That's-
Okay.
Oh, it's a 1 of 1.
Let's
No.
go.
Hey, it's Leaf, so it's like really 1 of 6, but it's a 1 of 1.
Hey, you know what? It's a 1 of 1 Steph Auto, and it's a nice design.
That's my first Steph Auto and my first Steph 1 of 1 Auto.
That's pretty
That's
sweet.
cool.
All right, I went with football. Emerald football.
What you
Ooh,
got?
Bo Nix.
Okay.
Little Bo
Yeah,
Nix
yeah, yeah.
rookie auto.
10-10.
10-10.
10-10.
Nice
I
work.
can't complain about that, honestly.
nice.
That's not bad. That'll be in hot demand at the National for sure. All right. Well, we always love ripping these slab packs. I'm glad we could get back to that this week. And if you want to rip your own slab packs, you can go check out Arena Club and use promo code SCI20 for 20% off your first slab pack. It's a lot of fun. You got to go check it out. All right. This is a big topic, honestly. The only Michael Jordan 1986 Fleer rookie card, SGC 10 Pristine. That's the gold foiled label, SGC 10. That's the creme de la creme for SGC. The only one in existence is hitting the auction block. There are 6 other BGS 10 Pristines, which to my knowledge have never been sold publicly. This particular copy, this only copy, sold back in 2020 for a then record-setting $420,000. Now some are saying that this is expected to fetch closer to $800,000 this time around. It's being auctioned over at Heritage, and this is a big deal. It's obviously one of the most iconic cards of all time. Recent PSA 10 sale was at a little over $200,000, $204,000. Ryan, do you have any estimates? You're really good with the numbers around this stuff. Maybe high-end one-of-ones are trickier overall, but what do you think this is going to fetch, and what do you think of this card overall?
I mean, over my lifetime, I've probably rated over 1,000 cards with SGC. I've never seen the gold label.
They're very rare.
And even walking around card shows, I rarely see them. I actually can't even remember the last time I saw one. So for that to land on a Grail card like that, you got to expect. The experts are thinking 800,000. I probably agree with that.
Yeah.
800,000 seems like the right number.
It sounds like it could be to me too.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see, like all the hype's on PSA right now, PSA 10, but like that's higher than a PSA 10 in theory. Could that cross over to a Beckett Black Label at the National? Can they bring it to the booth and try to do a little crossover action?
I have some thoughts on that, but I want to know, Doug, what do you think of this sale before I weigh in?
There's some interesting aspects of this, right? So apparently this was brought to Heritage Raw back in 2020, or maybe just before 2020. And they actually helped get it graded. They helped facilitate that. And so when they sold it for the first time, it went from raw straight to graded, and then they sold it for whatever it was, 420, something like that, 5 years ago. I think what might help this card out a bit is that recent 86 Fleer Jordan Auto that just went for $2.5 million on Jupiter. If that's a real number, I am skeptical with that. But this is they're estimating 800,000. That's a pretty big premium over a PSA 10 right now. I don't know that it's necessarily worth it, but I do think it gets there. I think there's the buzz around it being a gold label, and with the benefit of that recent auto sale setting a record, this could be a record for a non-auto 86 Fleer Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, historically, SGC cards have done really well. Auctions at the National, that 52 sold, was that last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, I can't remember. I lose track of time.
They're timing it right with the auction.
That's true. So, first of all, congrats to the seller and whoever into Heritage for having this card for a second time around. I looked at this card really closely.
Single finest Jordan on the planet, according to them.
Like, when you look at the picture of it, it has like edge wear. Like, it doesn't. If you honestly, like, I look at this card, centering's good. I looked at it from the pictures, and it could be the pictures. Pictures can sometimes do weird things at weird angles or under scanners. But I looked at it, and it looks like if you had just said, what grade is this card, like we do on our IG stories for SCI, I would have said an 8 or a 9. It does not look like a PSA 10 to me, let alone like one of the best copies. And I mean, no disrespect, and ultimately, what I'm saying right now will not matter at all, because the number on the slab matters to a lot more people, and that gold foil around it matters a lot. I do not believe this would cross over to a BGS 10 black label at all. That's just my opinion, just looking at it. Again, I haven't seen the card in hand. I haven't seen it in person. Could present very differently, but there were some edge concerns overall with it that I don't know. Other than that, I'd really like to know what Jeff thinks about this, because he's always banging his fist about how much he likes perfection on cards, to know what he thinks of how the eye appeal is on the card. He's obviously got a,
he'll say his is better.
10s. He will, and maybe it is, honestly, but it's interesting. I imagine like there's always that conundrum too for people, like would you consolidate like 4 PSA 10 Jordans to trade up and get into this SGC 10 Pristine?
Let's call Rick Probstein.
I don't call. Yeah, maybe he's going to get in on the action. So we've seen it. This is basically a nice projected, nice 100% profit over the span of 5 years if it really does fetch that price tag. I think I'd be surprised if it goes less for less than 600, and I'd be really surprised if it goes for more than $1 million. But all bets are off at this point in the high end market. So, all right, next mailbag topic here. Panini's got one last trick in the bag for us. I said one kind of novelty. We know they're losing the NBA licenses this fall to Fanatics to Topps, and it'll switch over. So they're producing a licensed trading card product called Silhouette, and it is scheduled to release during this calendar. I don't know that it's been announced when. Includes 1 autograph and 7 memorabilia cards per box. We'll see if those are game used or what those are. Several formats emphasize multiplayer and booklet style content, autograph checklists, rookie season ticket, veteran season ticket, NBA Cup autographs, passing the torch, multi-signature cards. There's booklets, like I said, lots of different stuff. We just saw the rookie royalty with like a hodgepodge of stuff. It's almost like they're chronicling everything at this point, and that's kind of what this feels like. I hate to call it a cash grab, but like it's the last thing to do. Like I would do it. Like if I were them, I'd be like, open the printers, get it going, get more stuff, get all these autos out while it's licensed. We got to capitalize now. I would absolutely do that from a business perspective. I don't know. Doug, what do you think the reception to this product is going to be? And do you have any interest in this product?
I don't. And my thoughts mirror yours. I've got the word cash grab written down here. Panini's been in cash grab mode for a little while now, and so this is not at all surprising. But they should be in cash grab mode. Arguably the most valuable thing that they have right now is the professional licenses, which they are about to lose. They need to capitalize while they can. So I'm not at all shocked by this. I don't hate the product overall. I've seen, some of the preview images. Some of the cards look pretty cool. I like some of the new inserts and things like that. Some of them look like they came straight out of a Leaf set, and I'm not super impressed with those. So I'm not interested in it overall, just because it's another set. Who knows? Like, it's going to be probably unlicensed in the future if they continue with Silhouette. I would rather stick to things I know a little bit better, like Prism and Select, if I'm going to go that route. We're going to see more of this, though. I don't think this is the last thing we see from them while they still have licenses. I think they're going to, we saw rookie royalty just kind of pop up out of nowhere. They're going to do everything they can to maximize this while they can. So this is probably just the the latest, but not the last, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, some of this stuff will obviously stick around for WNBA because they
Yeah.
retain those licenses. So Rookie Royalty was new to WNBA. Are they trying to set this up for future years and test out something new? And we've seen them in the past just do like one-offs. So maybe that's what they're doing here. Ryan, what's your reaction to Silhouette?
I mean, last week I said rookie royalty was crazy at $3,000, and then I saw him selling between $6,000 and $8,000 at the Dallas Card Show regularly.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sleep on this product. I do want to see the checklist. I do want to see the images of the product before I make a definite opinion on it. But I definitely think I'll try to get some for Cards HQ.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have a lot else to say about it. Like I said, it seems like kind of another thing that's out. It's at this point, it's kind of hard to keep track of all the competing products, especially in the auto and mem space with some of this stuff. But I agree, some of the designs look pretty good, and they've done a good job with designs over the years, so that's not surprising. All right, before we get into our last mailbag, one more time I want to tell you about our MLB All-Star Game weekend festivities, and we've got all kinds of stuff going on. Ryan, you probably know what's going on better over the weekend than I do at this point. Tell everybody what's going on for MLB All-Star Weekend.
I'm so excited for this weekend. On Saturday, PSA is coming. They're doing a drop-off event, accepting grading submissions all Saturday long, 10 to 6. We have the MLB Network. They're coming to film a quick segment here at Cards HQ. We have Trade Night and Trade Night Live, followed by Breaking on Whatnot that night. The Sunday, we are having a couple parties here at Cards HQ.
Sweet.
The Monday, I'm super excited about. The MLB Topps celebration here at Cards HQ.
Yeah, it's
That's
going to be
cool.
amazing.
The Topps truck is coming. Andrew Jones is coming. We're gonna be doing things here at Cards HQ from 1 to 6.
Oh, good. I'll be here. I'll be working, so
Yeah.
I don't have to come after hours.
Working.
Well, yeah.
Be working, but we'll see you at the Topps truck.
That's right.
And then Tuesday, CJC and JSA are coming.
Okay.
They're doing autograph authentication. Hopefully, a lot of the kiddos get autographs at the game. They can come here and get their
that's
autographs
awesome.
authenticated. And then CJC is also doing drop-offs for their slabs.
Sweet. Oh, that's a very loaded weekend. Lots of fun stuff going on. So hopefully you can make it out to Cards HQ, whether you're in Atlanta or coming into town for the game, or maybe you just want to book a last-minute trip here. There's a lot going on, including the games, obviously, down the road at Truist. So, all right, last mailbag topic here. This is kind of another little debate format, a fun one, okay? Which 2025 rookie class will collectors chase more? Which one's better, NFL or NBA this year? So NFL, we got Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Jackson Dart, Ashton Genty, NBA chase players, Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe, and Con Knuppel.
You know how to say it.
Yeah, I'll let you do it. But which one's better? You tell me, Doug.
Better overall, I'm going NFL. I think Cooper Flagg will be the biggest chase out of both classes.
Yeah.
He'll probably sell for the most out of everybody that's mentioned there. But then after Cooper Flagg, I think it's a big drop-off, probably. The one caveat would be if some of these guys come out on fire and really start out strong. I want nothing to do with Cooper Flagg, though. I can't stand Duke, so no Flagg, no Knipple for me.
That's like me with Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan.
The person I'm most excited about out here is Travis Hunter. I think he's the most unique player out of everything that we're looking at here. From a skill set on the field, and I think he's got a great personality off the field that kind of is magnetic. So for me, it's Travis Hunter, but I think Cooper Flagg sets the standard for the highest price, and then NFL kind of carries it. NFL always beats an NBA unless it's just a crazy mismatch in classes.
Yeah. Ryan, what do you think?
I do agree with the Travis Hunter statement. I mean, it's kind of Ohtani-esque. Like, he's playing both sides
It's
of the
true.
ball, hopefully. We haven't seen that in quite some time.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how that pans out. But I really think for the card market, it's really going to be carried by Flagg. And I think that just outweighs all the other players around that. I think a lot of people will be chasing his cards. His cards going to be worth way more than the NFL class, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm sure Topps would have loved to have the licenses a year ago and
Yes.
to have officially taken them over. But what a time to take over the licenses, comparing last year's rookie class to this year's rookie class. No offense to any of the players last year, but Flagg's on a different level in terms of the hype and everything behind him. And they're going to do some things. I know it. I mean, there's stuff coming with Topps Chrome that they're going to announce. You know they're preparing for a bang release with that product that is going to set the world, Electric the Hobby's going to be very excited about it, and he's going to be the headliner. So overall, I look at these, like you said, Doug, I think Flagg is the name that stands out. And in many ways, I'm happy for the basketball card market. We saw Wemby, and he kind of lifted things up after basketball cards were already like fizzling a little bit compared to other sports. And we know football's just been incredibly hot the last few years, and it'll continue to be. But now to get Flag back in there, I think just helps add
Yeah.
some rejuvenation to the basketball card market in general, and I'm really excited about that. So, all right, that does it. Easy. This week's Cards on the Table, and Jeff will be back next week. We hope to see you here at Cards HQ for the MLB All-Star Game weekend, and if not, hopefully we'll see you at the National or some other show in the future. Until next time, thanks so much for watching. Happy investing. Keep on collecting, and make sure to have fun.